Today, I wanted to talk about Butterfly Soup, the 2017 game from Brianna Lay. The game is best described by its creator as a visual novel about gay Asian girls playing baseball and falling in love. It follows 4 characters, Dia, Akarsha, Noelle, and Min, the athlete, the joker, the nerd, and the rebel, as they navigate through messy high school adolescence. It's a sort of coming-of-age tale, but Butterfly Soup does something different than your traditional coming-of-age tale. Instead of attempting to be universally relatable, it sets its sights on some specific experiences. The teen experience, the queer experience, the Asian American experience, and it does so with staggering authenticity. It's heartfelt and warm and fun and funny and real. Somehow, Brianna Lay was able to find the perfect balance between sentimentality and warmth and humor, and it's downright hilarious at times. Obviously, humor is subjective, but I'm telling you, this is a funny game. You'll laugh, I guarantee it. Before we go any further though, I just want to say, I think Butterfly Soup is one of the best games of the year. And 2017 has been a great year for games, so it's not without some hearty competition. Still though, Butterfly Soup stands out against the rest of them as one of the most unforgettable experiences of the year. The art and music are wonderfully expressive, and the writing, I could talk for days about the writing. It's one of those rare games that I would say is incredibly well written. On top of all that though, it's just a lot of fun to play. It all comes together in this amazingly crafted, cohesive bit of storytelling that's truly bigger and better than the sum of its already fantastic parts. I've often thought that the best games are games that let the player seamlessly understand a new point of view. And for a game to do that, it has to be point of view focused, or in other words, character focused. It's not easy to do, but Butterfly Soup does just that. It builds its narrative around its characters, and then develops the characters as a way of pushing the narrative forward. It doesn't concern itself with developing an overly complex plot or conflict. Instead, it simply focuses on developing its characters and character interactions. Sort of like slice of life, if you're familiar with that terminology. And that's not at all to say that it's narratively aimless. It just has a strong focus on characters and character development in the place of a traditional overarching narrative. And it works incredibly well here. And I'm not convinced that any of that would work in a traditional visual novel. But Butterfly Soup isn't really a traditional visual novel. And Butterfly Soup really never goes where it's expected to go. It's quite subversive, I think. From a character perspective, it doesn't rely on cliches at all. It would have been easy to. I mean, it's all there, like I mentioned before. Dia, the athlete, Akarsha, the joker, Noelle, the nerd, and Min, the rebel, right? Nope, wrong. Those are just fractions of who these characters are. Brianna Lay's writing completely eschews cliché for complexity, and in doing so, results in some of the most expressive and true-to-life characters I've ever experienced in a video game. So the focus of Butterfly Soup is on its characters, Dia, Akarsha, Noelle, and Min, 4 gay Asian American teens who are in a phase of self-discovery. As they navigate high school life, they bond over baseball and memes and video games and shared experiences. And although these character experiences aren't necessarily universal, it is put together incredibly well, and you immediately start to build a connection with these characters. And it's a strong, meaningful connection, because it's formed as you see these characters change over the course of the game. By the end, you have such a deep connection with these characters you truly do understand their specific point of view. At this point, I'm deliberately trying to avoid spoilers, which is actually proving to be fairly difficult. The game is very short, it's only around 4 hours long, and I worry that by saying more, I could spoil a big chunk of the already short experience, which I really don't want to do. So I think that's all I'll say. As I'm sure you can tell, I really love Butterfly Soup. It's a character-driven coming-of-age tale that's bigger and better than the sum of its parts. It's filled with incredible art and writing that's equal parts heartfelt and warm and funny. And it's definitely one of my favorite games of the year. And I don't think I mentioned this before, it's also completely free, so you really have no excuse not to check it out if you haven't already. This is one you do not want to miss.